Have you ever wondered what's happening all around the world at the exact same moment? Well, today we're going to do just that. We're taking a look at a single day, January 1st, 2026. While many of us are celebrating a new year, the globe is already buzzing with new beginnings. We're talking huge economic shifts, brand new leaders taking charge. So let's take a 24-hour trip around the planet and see how our world is being reshaped minute by minute. So this is really the big question we're trying to answer today. Can just one spin of the Earth truly give us a snapshot of, well, everything? The complex, the interconnected, and yeah, sometimes the completely contradictory things that are all happening at once? Let's follow the sun and find out. Our journey kicks off as the sun rises in the east, right over India. And here, on the very first day of the year, two totally different kinds of new beginnings are unfolding. One is a massive policy change that's going to affect the wallets of millions, and the other, a local festival celebrating the simple beauty of nature. Okay, so what's this number all about? This is approximately 50 lakh, or 5 million, central government employees in India who are waking up to a salary revision. This is a huge deal. It's the result of something called the 8th Pay Commission, which is this massive economic review that only happens about once a decade. It's literally changing the spending power for a huge chunk of the country. And hold on, because the ripple effect doesn't stop there. On top of those 5 million employees, another 6.5 million pensioners, that's 65 lakh, are also getting their allowances revised. If you do the math, that's over 10 million people whose finances are directly impacted by a single policy that goes into effect on New Year's Day. Just incredible. But here's what's so fascinating. While this huge, nationwide policy is rolling out, something completely different is starting in the city of Ahmedabad, the 14th International Flower Show. And this contrast? It's the perfect snapshot of any given day, right? On one hand, you've got a major top-down economic directive, and on the other, a vibrant local cultural celebration. Both are a new start on the very same day. All right, let's keep heading west on our journey over to Europe. Here, two really significant new regulations are kicking in. One is going to change the actual money people carry in their pockets, and the other is set to reshape the very rules of global trade. So first, just a quick refresher for all of us. The Eurozone is that club of EU countries that all use the euro. You know, it makes trade and travel way simpler. But for any country, the decision to join is absolutely monumental. It's like a complete economic rebirth. And on January 1st, 2026, Bulgaria officially becomes the 21st member of that club. This means they're retiring their historic currency, the lev, which has been around since the late 1800s. Now, this is a huge milestone for the country, for sure, but it also comes with some real anxiety from the public about, prices suddenly going up because of the switch. At the exact same time, another major European rule goes live, the EU carbon tax. The idea is pretty simple, actually. A tax is put on goods coming into the EU if they were made in a way that produced a lot of carbon emissions. It's a bold move designed to push for greener manufacturing all over the world. Now, the key thing to get here is that this isn't just a European story. Not at all. This tax, which starts today, is aimed at those high carbon goods. And for countries like India, this is going to have a real tangible impact, especially on big exports like steel and aluminum. So a rule made in Brussels can directly affect a factory thousands of miles away. Okay, we need to shift gears now, because our next stop is much more serious. We turn to the Middle East, where the first day of the new year isn't about celebrations or new policies. It's about a critical deadline that has some pretty severe humanitarian consequences. In this context, a new beginning could mean something far more dangerous. 37. That's the number of international aid organizations. We're talking about vital lifelines for the people in Gaza that are facing a potential ban on their operations. Their ability to just continue their work is literally hanging in the balance on this one day. So what's driving this threat? Well, Israeli authorities have demanded that these organizations hand over detailed information about their Palestinian staff. And the deadline to do it is midnight. So January 1st becomes this day of just immense pressure and uncertainty. And this quote from Doctors Without Borders, or MSF, it really puts a human face on this whole crisis. Their plea isn't just a political statement. It's an urgent, desperate call to be allowed to keep providing essential medical care. The stakes here are just incredibly high. So as the day is winding down in Europe and the Middle East, it is just getting started across the Atlantic. In New York City, the stroke of midnight doesn't just signal a new year, it marks the beginning of a whole new political era for America's largest city. Right at that magic moment when 2025 flips over to 2026, Zohran Mamdani is sworn in as the new mayor of New York City. I mean, taking the oath on New Year's Day, that is a powerful symbol of a fresh start, both for him and for the entire city. What's really cool is that the inauguration isn't just one single event. It's a day of two very different ceremonies. It all starts with a small, private swearing in with his family, in a really symbolic spot, an old subway station, right at the stroke of midnight. Then, later in the day, the celebration goes public, with a huge event and a block party outside City Hall for all New Yorkers to join. So, here we are. We've journeyed across the entire globe, from east to west, all within a single 24-hour window. And it's pretty clear that January 1st, 2026 holds a lot of different worlds, and a whole lot of different kinds of new beginnings, all happening at the exact same time. I mean, just think about the incredible tapestry of this one day. It kicked off with a new financial reality for millions in India. It saw a whole nation in Europe adopt a new currency, while the continent put new rules on global trade. At that very same time, it held the terrifying possibility of a new crisis in Gaza, and it wrapped up with new leadership taking the reins in New York City. And that brings us right back to where we started. What can one day really tell us? Well, it tells us that our world is always in motion. It's a place of immense simultaneous action, of policy and parties, of crisis and hope. It just shows how much can possibly happen in only 24 hours. And that leaves us with one last thought. If this is just day one, what does the rest of the year have in store for us?